Greetings, YouTube. This is Yvette. Welcome to our channel where we are always fasting sometime during the month, where we are seeking the Lord and walking in our calling. We are not playing church, you guys. We are real, okay? So this is the channel for Christians who want to live heaven on earth because it's possible. It's possible for you to receive supernatural blessings while you're down here on a regular, okay? It's possible for you to walk and have favor, for you to have God chasing you. I mean, just blessings just following you everywhere to the point where you're like overwhelmed. It's possible to do that. So that's what we want to do. We want to be used of God to the point where, we have what Jesus says, in my name, you'll cast out devil, you'll lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. Nothing will harm us, all this kind of stuff. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay. So, that being said, I will tell you that I'm continuing to do my communion. You guys make sure you do that and recognize that when Jesus gave himself and died for us, he defeated the enemy for once and for all because he shed his blood, and his blood was good for us because he had an eternal spirit. Where animal sacrifice, as soon as they kill the animal, that's the end of the animal. So they always had to keep sacrificing. Jesus was our once and for all sacrifice. He loved us enough to take our punishment for sin. And I'm telling you, if I had to be beaten and whipped and spit on and all that kind of stuff, I don't know if I could make it. If that's how I did do to save my, have my sins saved. And the way he was done, I thank him every day, for what he did for me, because I am so grateful that he loved me to that point. And I didn't have to go through that. I didn't have to go through the punishment that I had for sin. And I'm telling you, this walking for the Lord, I wouldn't live any other kind of way. I'm not interested in compromising any part of holiness. And I see the benefits. And someone presented something to me earlier today. I was like, I am not compromising nothing in my spiritual walk. Nothing means that much to me at all. Nothing. I'm not interested. And so yesterday I did this video and I had to erase it because I'm telling you guys, as we are asking the Lord to draw us near to him, he's saying, I'll bring you near, but you're going to have to get some stuff out your life. You got some things you holding on to, some things you're doing that's not right, some ways you acting that's not right, some thoughts you thinking that are not right. He's getting on us, you guys, because I'm telling you, I still have this thing in me, I'm not going to necessarily say it's bad, but I was at the Home Depot earlier today, and this lady, she had her hair dyed. First of all, I think it was all gray up here, like because she's an older lady. She dyed the very last part of her hair, which was like half of her, like, so all this was gray, and then down here she dyed it red. I'm like, that is the worst looking dye job I have ever seen in my life. And whoever did it, it's dyed red all around. But why would you just dye the whole thing red? She looks absolutely ridiculous. So I still have that part of me that says, you know what? That don't look so great. And that's just a matter of taste. And we have eyes to see. So we know what looks good and what doesn't look good. And I'm passing a judgment based on my personal likes and dislikes. That's not something that I think looks great on her. So I'm not saying in cases like that. We see outfits that don't look good, or shoes that are not cute, handbags we would never, that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there are some things in us got to change. So like when I was doing the video on Saturday, I'm talking to you guys about it. I deleted it because while I was doing the video, I was in the car driving. This construction worker walks out. They have no signs. So I don't know if they were just getting started or what was going on with these people. He's just walking out in the street talking to somebody else and walks out in front of my car. As I'm telling you guys the video, I stop and I was like, hey, you need to be careful what you doing. You almost got hit by me. And he said something smart back. I was like, no, you watch yourself. You the one. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna be a good video, because as I'm telling you guys that the Lord is getting on me about my response to people, as soon as I said that, you guys, I had an immediate, like 2 minutes later, down the road, I had a response. And I didn't handle it the greatest way, because when I watched the video back, I'm snapping at this dude. But the truth is, dude, you could die. Don't just be walking out on the street and then getting smart with me on top of all of that. See, it's me and them smart mouth people that I have a problem with. The Lord is telling me you're going to get over it to the point where you're not worried about it. People were getting smart with Jesus all the time, putting him down. And he yet praying for him, yet did the same thing to Moses, talked about him behind his back, and he yet praying for people, you know, interceding for them, and still want them to be blessed. So as we draw near to the Lord, he's saying to me, Yvette, you got some stuff in you, you got to stop. So, I've already been to situations where I've been attacked by people. So some of them I handled okay, some of them I didn't. So the Lord, I'm gonna have to still deal with that, because when he says turn the other cheek, you know what? It got to get to the point where I got to turn the other cheek. I'm not saying that I'm gonna necessarily walk up to somebody that I know is gonna hit me. No, I'm gonna avoid that as much as I can. But if I'm attacked, I'm attacked. And I loaned somebody some money, you guys, and I wanted this particular money back. And I'm not going to get that money back. I can't ask for that money. So inside of me, I'm like, well, I can't ask for that money back, because the Bible tells us if we lend, then don't expect the money back. Because if we do that, that's what sinners do. We're just like a sinner. And in the kingdom, we have to be giving, forgiving, forbearing one another. You have to be given of yourself. You have to serve people. You have to put yourself last. And Jesus definitely put himself last. He definitely put himself last for us. And so in the kingdom, that is how we're going to be. Does that make you not be wise? No. I'm saying spiritually be aware that the kingdom says that you will be a servant and you will be serving others. You will be persecuted. Accept your persecution, because the Lord is going to reward us. He says that blessings come when we live in kingdom. And so if you're new to the channel, I will let you know that this is the channel that everybody on here is. These are the people who want, we're not playing, we don't fear, we're not playing none of that stuff. As soon as we learn something in the Bible, we do it. We don't think about it. Oh, should I, we do it. We do it. So I learned that I can't ask money back for people. So I have a niece and she borrowed some money and supposed to be making payments back, or she promised, I'll give it to you, auntie, when I get my check on Friday. Friday came and went months ago and she still ain't paid me. And so I sent her a message sometime in the last 2 weeks. Hey, niece, I need you to make some payments, because you ain't made no payments yet. And it's just $100. Well, after the Lord spoke to my heart and showed me something in Luke. Remember we read Luke 6 and 26 through 35. I told her, I said, look, I sent her a message. Hey, niece, God told me to let you have the money. You can just go ahead and you don't have to pay auntie back. It's a blessing, but you thank Jesus for blessing you. She has not responded back, because I'm sure she's very, very embarrassed. But, if she needs help again, I'll help her. And I'm sure it's going to come up again, because I'm gonna be tested in that area, and am I gonna want to loan money to somebody who I know they're not gonna give it back? Well, now I can't even expect the money back. So as much as I can help, I don't mind helping. So that's the place I want to be at. And the Lord has definitely been moving, because some concern I had about feeding homeless people is that I'm using resources that are coming uh, into the house for me, like my own income. Actually, I'm spending more than my own income on gas. So I talked to the homeless people. I said, you guys, look, here's my situation. I said, I'm spending about $1,000 a month on gas. And I was like, I don't have an income. And I was like, and I'm bringing food out here for us. I said, can you guys just help me out with like 50 cents, 75 cents? Do you think that's fair if I ask for that? And it's like, yeah, that's fair. You guys, they were so sweet to me. Not one single person complained about it. And they gave me 50 cents, a dollar here. And, they were all, so if they give gas money each night, I can put the gas in the car and we bring out food to them and drive to all their different camps. Every camp they so blessed me. I was so touched by the fact that they were willing to support me. Yeah, yeah. And I'm so glad that I was kind to them, working on this whole thing, because there was a few weeks where I was like getting a little perturbed with the way that some of them were treating me. I'm like, I'm not going to stop at your stop if this is how you guys do me. But they gave, and they're going to do that to help support the gas that goes in the car to come bring them food. And I consider that a blessing, everything a blessing. I've got a contractor outside, you guys. We had he's knocking on my door. Hold on a second. Okay, that was the contractor at the door, because I was supposed to give him a check. And so I passed it to him through the door. Or no, he was calling me out to go look at something, because there's a problem. When they start taking materials away, there's always a problem. So anyway, I'm just giving it over to the Lord to get the remodeling done. But in any case, like I said, the channel is for people who are just seeking God for something, for realness, that we really want to live the word. When the word tells us to do something, we're not negotiating and deciding what part of it we're going to take and what we're not going to take. I've always found it difficult, that passage of scripture, that if somebody hits you, turn the other cheek. I don't think I've ever turned the other cheek, you guys. So this is the kind of stuff that God is uncovering. And I've never, um, there are times that I give money away, but in this other particular instance, I'm not comfortable just letting it go, but I got to let it go. So if the person pays me back, fine. If they don't, I got to let it go. It's like stuff that's hard to do. When somebody asks you for something, like my pastor said, he had a really nice watch and the Lord told him to give it to somebody else, and he did. And then the Lord had spoke to another person and gave him a watch, which he said was a really nice watch, a much nicer watch than the one he had. So it's just interesting how God doesn't want things to come between him and us. And when he's making us over and we're talking about getting close to him, look, we need to walk in holiness. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more blessed than to feel God's anointing, to be able to have your life touch somebody else's, that you are the salt and the light on the earth. We are to make a difference. We have the love of God in us, and we are the light that shines into darkness as kings and priests in this kingdom. And you guys, we need to take care of our kingdom, because a lot of people don't know how the kingdom runs. I just had a talk with my cousin, and he is all mixed up on what it is. He holding on to hatred and all this other kind of stuff. You are not kingdom. Worried about reparations. Oh, they got to pay us. You guys know all that argument. But anyway, he holding on to some. I said, what are you worried about that for if you in the kingdom? God takes care of all your needs. So I'm planning on meeting with him and talking to him and sharing with him the kingdom on what that's all about. Because then you don't worry about all these little things down here. But as God draws you near him, people start talking about stuff. You ain't sweating it, because why? You know God has everything under control. Today I was reading the 7th chapter, 8th chapter, and the 9th chapter of Deuteronomy, which was our Torah portion this past week. And I think it went up to chapter 11. You guys need to read it, because all God is talking about, Moses is reminding the people what God did for them, what he said he was going to do for them, what he is doing for them. That's all it is. And those are our blessings. Read about what he says. There is nothing in there bad. The only thing in there that bad has to do with our behavior. When we do wrong, we miss out on those blessings. And that's what Moses is telling the people. That applies to us today. That's why I'm not compromising sin. I'm not going to go in and on nobody's sin. I'm not compromising sin. It ain't none of this. Oh, but you could ask forgiveness. No, I cannot. I will lose my place in blessings. When Moses messed up, remember he hit the rock, and a lot of us like, all he did was hit the rock and he couldn't take the people in. Well, God told him to speak to the rock, and he hit it and said, something about, we gave you water. When did Moses give the people water? That was all God, and he took God's glory. So a mess up like that caused him not to be able to go in. I ain't trying to mess mine up. I'm not saying I'm gonna miss heaven. I'm saying my blessing, my heavenly blessing. I'm not compromising my heavenly blessing, because there are people who depend on me that are hurting. They need my anointing to bring them through. And you'll have people all day long that are just hopeless, have no hope, without hope. And you'll come into their life with the love of Jesus that he puts in you, and he'll use you as that vessel. Okay? So I'm going to sign off, but subscribe to the channel. I keep hearing people say hit the like button. I hit the like button, and I don't know what that does for us. But anyway, I'll see you guys later, and blessings to you. And I want to hear some testimonies, 'cause I know God is moving, or some things you're struggling with. Let's share that stuff, because I can tell you what mine is. Get smart with me, and that's my struggle. So I got to get my attitude together. Okay? All right, you guys. Blessings. Bye-bye.